anybody who's had a seizure has their life changed in a way that no one who hasn't had one can comprehend.
You feel like I personally feel like I can't breathe. And you don't know when it'll stop, and you try to get out of it.
It's terrible that I have uncontrolled seizures. It's like been a while now, like 23 years now, that I haven't been able to help it with them. And it's just been too much.
The word epilepsy brings up all sorts of horrible feelings. I hate it. I hate epilepsy.
High-rise painting.
It's a dreadful, dreadful word.
Coming good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much has it done?
Well,
I get drowsy, and I have memory loss, and it affects me cognitively.
The seizures affecting my brain get closer and closer to taking away more and more of my memory of my idea of who I am now. The more my brain gets used to having seizures, the less it's able to defend itself from having seizures.
Recently I had a call from a mother whose child was diagnosed with epilepsy at about the same age my daughter was, 7 months old, and he's now just a little over a year. And he was diagnosed with something called Dravet syndrome, one of what they call the catastrophic epilepsies of childhood. Totally devastating. The seizures will become harder and harder to control. By age 4, he will be mentally retarded. And this mom has to sit by and watch this deterioration happen, watch this progressive neurological destruction of her child, who up until this point had all the potential in the world.
Every day I know that I have epilepsy. Every day I take medication, and it changes how I go about my day. For, a half an hour, sometimes longer, I'm dizzy to the point where I have trouble doing much at all. And I hide that from people. People don't know. I've found a way to walk straight while I am dizzy enough to fall down.
I take the Paxil with my Lamictal and Ketra and Depakote at bedtime, and I take a Lamictal and Ketra and Depakote every morning too.
You worry about whether he's going to take his medication, where he's going to be when he has a seizure, what's coming next, and the hardest part is not knowing what's around the corner.
The absolute worst result of uncontrolled seizures is death, and I don't think many people understand that epilepsy can be a fatal disease. There are tens of thousands of Americans each year who lose their lives to epilepsy.
Most people think of epilepsy not so much as a deadly and serious disease, but maybe as just kind of an inconvenience. And we have to address it as what it is.
Cure, I think, has really changed the thinking in the epilepsy community to really begin to think about curing the disease rather than just treating the symptoms, just piling on another medication.
If I wouldn't have had this seizure problem and learning problems, I would have been able to go to college after high school, but I just can't go to college with this seizure problem and learning problems. I happen to just need too much help.
It's not just that I wouldn't have to go to the hospital every 12 or 18 months. It's not just that I wouldn't have to take medication. It's that my brain would be sharper day to day. It's that I wouldn't have side effects. It's that I wouldn't have to deal with thinking about you know, a whole nother life that could have existed without it.
I know how it has affected me with my life in general, but the actual feeling of having a seizure physically, I just wouldn't want anyone else to feel it.
Since we've begun, we've raised almost $3 million to give out grants to epilepsy researchers. We've started to raise the noise level in Washington. Progress is starting to be made, but it's a slow, long road.
It would be a liberating thing not to have seizures or the side effects, or I'd feel a lot more safe.
My goal for cure is that in my lifetime, somebody else doesn't have to deal with this for their lifetime. That, you know, my sons and daughters and their sons and daughters don't have to go through this. Don't have to know someone or be someone that has seizures.